Hi, it's Professor Monty. Let's look at what they mean by the opposite of a sum. So if I've got the opposite of some sum, what I do is I just take the opposite of each number inside there and add them up. They like to say the opposite of the sum is the sum of the opposites, which sounds kind of funny, and mathematicians like that. I don't know how much it actually helps. If that helps, fantastic. If not, don't get too caught up in it. Let's look at some examples. So I've got the opposite of this stuff here. So remember, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the opposite of each of these. So I'm going to do it down here. I'm going to leave some room. I'll show you why in a second. But the opposite of 3 is negative 3. Plus the opposite of 2x is negative 2x. Plus the opposite of negative 4y is positive 4y. And notice essentially these two negatives just cancel each other out. I'll show you that in a second. But so I get negative 3. Usually we write it as minus 2x plus 4y. And that's my answer. Those aren't like terms. I can't combine them any further. I just stop there. What some students like to do, though, is when they get this negative, think about it as a negative 1 and then just use the distributive property. And then I just go, oh, negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 times negative 4y. Negative times negative counted to positive 4y. That's how I like to do it. Notice these are the same answer. So whatever makes more sense to you, go ahead and do it that way. One more quick example of what I want to show is something not to do. I've had problems like this on my exams, and what I'll have a lot of students do is they'll think, oh, this is really negative 5 times 7x plus 1. It is not that at all. Don't do that. It's 5 minus this stuff. Now I go back to this, or distribute the negative 1, and it's 5 minus 7x minus 1. And now the 5 minus 1 I can combine as like terms. And I get 4 minus 7x. But don't fall for the trap of thinking this means negative 5 distributed. The negative's on the wrong side for that. So it means 5 minus, which the opposite of. Okay, try that. Make sure you don't fall into that common trap of making that common mistake. And just go through, and it'll come pretty quickly to you.